If you like Overreaction and if you like the Daniel Blair Show, then you are going to love Main Event Moto. Come hang with us over at patreon.com/main event moto. We see the comments. We know you want more. We know you want longer. Well, that's what we do at Main Event Moto. We have long form podcasts where we break everything down layer by layer, and we have a really, really good time. Sometimes too much fun, and that's the point. So come join us over at patreon.com/main event moto. Let's party. So many storylines heading into the off week, but there can only be one lead story, and it's Seth Hammaker. If you looked up resilience in the dictionary, it wouldn't show you a picture of Seth, because dictionaries don't have pictures. But it would say the following: the ability to recover from a setback, injury, sickness, or adversity. And for a guy who just won his second Supercross after a 4-year hiatus, and now sits in range of the 250E Supercross Championship, yep, that's Seth. 4 years? Are you serious? I had to take a scroll through the RacerX vault to verify, but yeah, Seth won his third ever Supercross, the Arlington Supercross, in 2021 as a rookie, and since then has had more injuries and setbacks than podiums. That's incredible, and is one of the shinier moments in a somewhat dark season. While injuries have piled and everyone seems to be going through a shredder, it's Seth and his boss, Mitch, gotta give Mitch some love here too, that reminded us that if you just hang in there, if you just believe in yourself enough to get back up, you can once again taste glory. Now, as easy as it would be to talk about how he trains at the dog pound with the Lawrences and talk about the injuries he's gone through the last few years, you know that that's not what I do here. I go a little deeper. I share things that you don't know, which can really bring a story or a background to light. So let's go back to the beginning. This is Seth Hammaker. Seth Hammaker started his career at the age of 5 on a 50 at Loretta Lynn's and grabbed a top 20 right out of the gate. Backed it up as a 6-year-old and finished 4th overall against kids you haven't heard of, outside of the names Colin Park and Styles Robertson. Then, for whatever reason, he took a 3-year break, not from winning like in the pros, but from even racing Lorettas. And he shows back up at 9 years old looking to make a triumphant return on a 65. And he finished 30th. Maybe if he just digs a little deeper, maybe come back next year and level up. No, how about another gap in racing, this time 4 years, which is an eternity in amateurs. Okay, now he's 13. Let's try again. Maybe things will go better. Maybe now it will all come together. Nah. How about 34th in Mini Senior 1 and 29th in Mini Senior 2 against names like Chase Sexton, Garrett Marchbanks, Jalik Swoll, and Carson Mumford? You know what, Seth? You don't have it. Clearly, not good enough, not fast enough, not enough resources. Why don't you just take another 4 years off and try again? Not this time. Seth came back the following year a different kid. He finished 6th in Mini Senior, racing kids like Pierce Brown and Ty Masterpool, and for the first time since he was 6, he sniffed the front. Never finishing in the top 5 in a moto, but with a bunch of top 10s, he used consistency to return to the front group, and things were on their way. Next comes the leap. And let me tell you, the jump from outside of the top 5 to winning is the biggest leap a racer can take, because going from thinking you might be able to win and turning it into an actual win is gnarly and takes a combination of physical, mental, and emotional transformation that most never do. But he did. He came back the following year and won the Super Mini 1 championship against Joe Shimoda and finished 2nd to Joe in Super Mini 2 in one of the hardest classes to win at the ranch. And the kid with the weird-ass resume became a star. Not that kind of star. Sorry, Bobby. Didn't grab this one. Oopsie. But as fast as he got on the bike, it was the character that Seth Rose showed during that summer that really set him apart. As Matt Burkeen told me this week on the Main Event Moto podcast, which you can listen to now if you want to hear a story of Seth sticking up for a kid who wasn't being treated great at the facility he was living at prior to Loretta's. The link is in the bio. No paywall this week. From there, Seth moved up to the 250s. Never won Loretta's again, but did win the 250 All-Star at Monster Cup in 2017, went missing again for 3 years, then finally turned pro in 2021 and won his 3rd Supercross as a rookie in Arlington. This guy. Since then, it's been 7 podiums, maybe 50 missed races, and a career that has made 0 sense. Unless, of course, you are resilient and believe, and just as important, have people around you that believe in you. Now, I give Mitch Payton some grief here and there. I don't think the PC run over the last 7-8 years has been stellar, not just from bad luck and bad circumstance, but from bad decisions and iffy management. But one thing about Mitch is when he believes in someone, he believes. He never gave up on Austin Forkner, he never gave up on Cameron McAdoo, and it seems he has a soft spot for dudes who are all in and come up short due to injury, which makes sense when you think about it. So now here's Seth Hammaker, a guy who has consistently given us a little intrigue, but not much if you're looking for the total package. But a contract extension was given, the backing and support never wavered, and here we are in 2025, and the guy smashes the first East-West shootout of the year and reminded us all what resilience actually means. That's the thing with this sport. We spend so much time talking fundamentals, technique, speed, skill, but we don't talk enough about the tangibles that make someone special. It's the ability to overcome that inspires. It's the stories like Levi Kitchens, RJ Hampshire's, Cameron McAdoo's, and Ty Masterpool's that make you truly love this sport. This sport can beat the hell out of you, I know, but if you love it and believe you are meant for something great, then the hurdles are just whoops or braking bumps, just part of the track. Seth Hammaker proved that you can have everything going against you over and over, but if you still see yourself at the top, you can get there. You just need the right support. You just need the right people around you. And he seems to have found that in Mitch and in Dazzy and the Lawrences. And now here we are with a week break to digest, and it's Seth Hammaker, the kid with the weirdo resume who has me thinking championship. Let's go, bro. Why not? You've already defied the odds. You've already been through the trenches multiple times. And in this sport, sometimes the best stories come from the least likely places. This may be one of those stories. Perfect time for a reset. In many ways. In a season that has beaten the crap out of the field more than normal it seems, a week off has to feel good, unless of course you're Seth, Cooper Webb, and Hayden Deegan. Momentum is real. It's not voodoo, and when you're winning, you don't want to stop. But if you're Chase Sexton, Max Anstey, or Juju Bomer, you need this bad. A chance to fix, a chance to change, a chance to improve, and then right back at it again. But when we return, a new element arrives, Mama Nature, and from Birmingham on, it'll be all open stadiums to Salt Lake City, and she will play a role. Cooper Webb has decided to choke out Chase and Kenny early, and let's be honest, Coop did everything to blow it. The practice crash and the weed up in his heat race were pretty brutal, actually. But of course, he used that as motivation, got pissed off, and when the gate dropped, he said, you know what? How about this time I don't wait until the track gets beat up? How about this time I don't wear out my competition in the late stages of the main or take advantage of lappers? How about this time I just five-finger everybody and walk out of there with a 15-point lead? That's what happened. And for everyone on the gate, just know if this dude has anything go wrong during the day, anything, like they overcook his eggs or has a hole in his socks, he'll turn it into a chip, and when he has the chip, he can't be beat. Now, before we crown him, let's settle down and remember that this is Supercross where anything can happen, and it usually does, and we're only halfway through. Chase Sexton is lost, but the week off will help, and if we do get a little messy weather down the stretch, he's the best guy in the field. Remember San Fran? But he has to get things right upstairs. He has to press reset, and I think it's time for him to look at Coop the same way he looks at Jed and Eli. Let me explain. When you see yourself as the underdog, you punch up and swing hard to make up for the fact that you're not seen as the guy. Chase has had that mentality with Jet and Eli on the gate, and for whatever reason, he's been a disaster since becoming the sole favorite. He has not won since they left. I repeat, he has not won since Glendale, with both on the gate. A night he dungeed them to the overall victory without even winning a Triple Crown race. Since they've been gone, he's played protector. He's been defensive and weirdly offensive at the wrong moments, and went from should be up 20 to down 15 in a snap. Bro, you're not the favorite anymore. You are the underdog, and as much as we want to give this thing to Coop, he's in uncharted territory too. Coop has won from being the underdog. He's won from strangling his competition late, but now he's the clear favorite to win this thing, and as much as he tries to convince himself he's being disrespected and overlooked, you can't fake it with that big red plate on the bike. Roles are reversed, and Chase, you are the one being disrespected, badly, and it's deserved. You are the one being overlooked, and if you can get yourself right over the next 2 weeks, you can still win this championship. Maybe a shrink, a vacation, or a wild night in Vegas is needed, but whatever it is, you got 10 days to figure it out, or Cooper Webb will pass Chad Reed, James Stewart, and Eli Tomac in the championship record book, a 3-time Supercross champ.
The Daniel Blair Show, sponsored by motorsport.com, Mika Metals, Race Tech, ASV Inventions, and Guts Racing.
As I mentioned, it's time for a reset, and the show Overreaction has been given a reset as well. Sorry, I know you love it, I love it too, but I am a dad, and my 14-year-old wants to race Loretta's this year for the first time, and I won't have the time to put in for a full show every week. When I'm grinding in the trenches of amateur racing, protesting and fighting other dads, maybe even a mom or two. But we won't take it away. We won't leave you hanging like Cam's huevos. Of course, we're still gonna do it. But it's gonna be smaller, it's gonna be trimmer, it'll be just as fun. So, here we go. Revs up, gate down. Joe, you know what to do.
It's time.
Supercross fans, it's time to overreact. Damn, Jet Reynolds, that seemed personal. I know it was for 9th, and I'm all about making that main, but bro, what did he do to you? Did he say something about your mama? Boom! Keep my wife's name out your mother mouth. Oh, what the 5 fingers? Say to the face. Slap. Hey, where are you going with those clubs, punk? Mr. Yoder, I'm your daddy. Just kidding, Hunter. You know I love you, but I gotta do this. And you got him back. Maybe even a bit meaner. The LCQ podium interview was all time. I think you may have slapped harder, actually. And nice of JT to team up like that. And for a boring night of racing and exquisite commentary, that T-bone steak and eggs was needed. And I'm glad they gave him a written warning, too. On toilet paper, obviously. I'm sure he and everyone on the gate got the message loud and clear. Manslaughter is allowed. It's for a final transfer spot, but you will get a warning, mister. And how about my guy, Stingray Rob? Wow, what a name. His parents either hated him or they knew he'd be a legend. Imagine this dude in high school. His girlfriend tells her dad, "Daddy, my prom date is on his way to pick me up." "Oh, that's great, darling. What's that nice boy's name?" "His name is Stingray." "Stingray? What?" Well, time to get a Volvo. I'm gonna be a grandpa. And for the sport that has a bunch of jets and riders, IndyCar gets a Stingray? Please tell me this is a nickname, because I don't see how this dude made it through school with a name like Stingray. I mean, what happened to Daniel? I haven't seen a Daniel in a decade. I feel like Gary and Harold felt back in 1990. Haven't seen a Jeff or a Mike or a John in years. I did, however, see a 2-box this weekend, multiple times. Fans love the 2-box. Yeah, let's put a 2-box jersey swap 3 laps into the first heat. Fans love that. Or how about a Bam Bam soundbite in the middle of a 3-rider Bam Bam sandwich? Fans love that too. But you know what the fans don't love? Hayden Deegan talking smack. Wait, scratch that. We did love that. And it's gone. Go back to the old Danger. Danger, put your shoulder spikes back on and say something, because you're all mature now and you're boring. And I get it, you learned your lesson, but come on, man, say something. The slick move under the net was impressive. The quiet main event is the move if you want that title. But man, for a dude who radiates darkness and militia, he sure has gotten nice and shiny. Come on, highlighter, give me something. Like maybe, I don't know, 12 minutes, like my buddy got this week on RDL. Define irony. But let's not focus on him. How about this guy? The guy with the free Daniel shirt on. Man, I didn't actually want all this. I didn't want any of this, but here we are. And bro, honestly, I am free. Finally, the freest I have ever been, and it's never, and I mean never, felt this good. We'll see you next week.
MainEventMotoMerch.com. 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 MainEventMotoMerch.com.